Good afternoon, guys. Al here for a garden update. So here in Ohio we have gotten inches of rain. Hard to even explain how much rain, to be honest. I'm guessing 2.5 inches. It rained for 2 darn days. You can see, I'll flip this around, in the garden here, standing water. What I want to show though is the importance of having a cover. Whether it be a thatch or a growing cover or a mixture, which is what I've tried to go through, is a mixture here of having clover growing up through a thatch. But if I turn around here, this is a nice sunflower stalk, and you see where I put compost below this plant. And this is a good representation of what happens with bare dirt. So this was just compost around, kind of acting as a weed barrier, a little bit of a nutrient additive as well for this plant. And you see the water here. And the compost can run because of the hard rains, but it can only run so far because it's getting stopped by all of these roots. And the water, although there's so much here, you can see if I splash here in the, there's so much rain, but because the water is infiltrating as much as possible until saturation occurs, which is going to be a much higher level because the soil is well aggregated and because there's so many active roots growing, and the soil is essentially porous, which is well aggregated soil should be. So all those areas for the water to go down into. But then also because of the cover, you can see it stops the erosion. So I'll show you another area. Here's another spot where I got a nice tomato plant right here. And underneath this plant, you can see it ran a little bit, and there's like some weeds in here and stuff, but the soil has nowhere to go. It can't run. If this would all be a bare garden and was to get as much rain as you can see that we've gotten, inches of rain at a hard, fast rate, that soil would run because the other soil that it's running into would be running, right? So if this was all tilled, I would have lost a tremendous amount of topsoil, and because I have a thatch cover, I lost very, very little, if any. So that's something that's really neat about showing the importance of erosion control from the perspective of a small acre garden, but also could be extrapolated out, that idea, into larger farm fields or something like that, where you see if you get those hard rains and there's bare dirt. And if you're running 30 or 60-inch rows of corn and there's tons of bare dirt, well, say 60-inch rows, because that would be larger than typical. There's a ton of bare dirt there, and then you get a really, really hard rain, you'd probably see some runoff there, which might not be avoidable for a big-time farmer. However, if you had a cover crop in between there, or an interseeded rows, which some people are doing now, you'd see less erosion. So essentially, just as another example, that's what you're seeing here. It has a little bit of runoff, but it's unable to go very far, at least on the top level from an erosion perspective, because of the ability to contain itself with the living root systems and also well aggregated soil. So just thought I'd do a quick video to do a neat visual representation of the importance of cover for preventing or helping to slow down soil erosion. Get outside, guys, build better soil, and if you like this, follow along at Build Better Soil Instagram, Build Better Soil Facebook group. Thanks so much, guys. Be safe.